Great leaders are not born, they are made. When I was 27, 28 years old, I did not consider myself a success. I did not consider myself something to be proud of. And I started focusing on making myself better. So I'm a good example of that. A leader not being born, being made. We are a team of hundreds of people. We got 150 people in my marketing organization, 200 and something people in our supplement company. We are pretty big when it comes to building brands, organizations, people, creating opportunities, and so on, right? So I want to pass that along to you. One trait, vision. I believe that you have to have a vision for yourself. You cannot be thinking about today. You cannot be saying to yourself, I need to get that sale today because if I don't get that sale, I'm not gonna be happy. You gotta think about what you wanna do in the next year, 5 years, 10 years. What do you want your life to look like? And not only that, what do you want your legacy to look like? Going beyond the life of one body. One of those traits, like talking about legacy, is legacy and mission driven. If you simply obsess with the now, you're gonna miss out on the creation of the future. I can tell you one thing, my father was a perfect example of this. He created something that was incredibly powerful when it comes to legacy. 5 years ago, he no longer was with us in body, but I can tell you that over the last 5 years, he's kept on impacting millions and millions and millions of people. Somewhere in the ballpark of 250 million people see his content every single month because of what he created while he was with us. That's legacy. That's being mission driven. Legacy is a very important part of the journey of somebody that wants to be a better business person, a better leader, and a better person overall. Strategy. When you're talking about strategy, you're talking about what is the path that you want to take to be able to accomplish that goal. You can't be randomly producing. Use tools like ChatGPT, AI things that are gonna help you get more order and more direction as to what you're gonna do every single day. You gotta have direction. You gotta have a path to travel to get you towards your goals. If you wanna write down exactly what you want to accomplish, tools like ChatGPT will help you tell you every single day what you will do to get you one step closer towards that goal. So having a strategy is essential. Like I've talked about in the past, strategy is what wins the game, not the individual battles. You gotta have that strategy. Marketing genius. For me, becoming a marketer has been something that has protected me from ups and downs in the economy. Marketing is the game of capturing attention. Attention is survival. When you have attention, you can sell. When you have attention, you can produce revenue. When you have attention, you can get yourself a wife or a husband. If you don't get attention, you're gonna be lonely, right? The game of attention is the game of marketing, and marketing is applicable to everything. If you understand the game of attention, you'll be able to get your boss to give you a salary increase because they know what your value is. You'll be able to get customers to buy your products. You'll be able to find yourself the woman of your dreams because you know how to get attention. So you see how important marketing is? Marketing makes or breaks you and your life. It allows you to expand at levels that you didn't quite understand before were possible because when you get attention, you can expand. Without attention, you can't expand. So you have to always be figuring out how to get that attention. And Marketing Genius is the active procedure of figuring out how to get more of that attention. Team building. Nothing happens without a team. Nothing. Nobody great out there has built something incredible without a team. Think about all the incredible brands that you've seen over your life, all the businesses, all the organizations. They are all built around a team. One thing that I always heard my dad speak for decades was that the most valuable thing that he had was not his company, was not his products, was not his brand, it was his team. It was the number one thing. So I have made it a point over the last 18 years or so to put a team around me. Valuable people that are contributing to the purpose and to the mission that I have. And you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with these people. You have to either join a team of people that are winning and doing big things, or become the leader of a team that is going to join forces with you and carry out your mission on purpose. Both things are very valuable. I'm surrounded by a lot of great people that decided to join the mission that we have together, and that's incredibly valuable as an organization. Team building, you cannot do this by yourself. High performing, every single day, get things done. Don't let a day go by without getting an action done. When you use things like a strategy, make sure that by the end of the day, you actually made forward motion. I get obsessed over production. I don't want to just talk about things. I want to do things. So for the last 17 or 18 years of my expansion, not a day goes by that I'm not doing something towards that expansion. It's not something that you build overnight. Just like Rome was not built overnight, it's something that you have to build little by little, aggressively or softly. You're only competing with yourself, but you have to keep on building with time. Obsessed with growth is something that I can tell you that I personally feel like never satisfied. Never be satisfied, because you got to realize how big the world out there is. I have a brand, for example. Our brand does somewhere around $100 million a year internationally. Well, there's another brand that does $11 billion. So the market is massive. So you got to realize how much more you can accomplish always, and be obsessed with growth. First, for knowledge. One of the most important components of a marketer, of a business person, of a genius is always looking to learn something. The moment that you stop learning is the exact moment that you stop earning. So always keep that in mind. One day should not go by in which you don't acquire new information to make you better. Artistic and scientific, they go together. You have to have a mix of these two. You have to be interested in the impact that you create in somebody else, for your creative, for your copywriting, for your art, for whatever you're doing that creates an impact and an emotional effect on somebody else, while evaluating the data, being scientific about it. So every single day, look at your data and your information and operate based on that. Speed oriented, you have to move fast. You actually have to create things that keep moving forward, and always be completely unreasonable about speed. If somebody's being too slow, get them to move faster. If they're not moving fast at all, get them out of the way and keep going and keep pushing. That's eventually how you're going to win. The more you do and the faster you do it, the more you're going to outpace your competitors. And that's how the game is won. Last but not least, always be willing to communicate. When you're open with communication, the barriers of the world are wide open. Everything in life can be handled with communication. If you have communication with your seniors, with your juniors, with your coworkers, with your husband, with your wife, with your competitors, with ChatGPT and AI tools, whatever that may be, you can conquer the world at a much faster pace. If you're a quiet little mouse in the corner, not talking to anybody, staying away from society, life is going to become that much difficult. So communication is a master trait for marketers and business people and people looking to expand and conquer the world.